Everyone. Good evening, all of you. How are you all? This is Akanksha Somani, and today we are going to start our chapter number one in subject of business and technology. Quickly join this session, students, and let me know who is attending this class. Hi, Keshav. So, friends, let us understand first of all the subject of business and technology. This is the first paper. This is the very first paper in your ACCA journey. As we know, there are three levels: knowledge level, skill level, and professional level. So, at the knowledge level, we have three papers: business and technology, and the other ones are FA, financial accounting, MA, management accounting. Hello, Saloni. Hi, Mohammed, Matthew. How are you? Again, students, this lecture is for students who want to understand the topics in English. Hi, Keshav. Nice, Saloni. So glad to know that. So, friends, let us understand first of all the subject of BT, Business and Technology, which is your paper F1, the very first paper at K level, knowledge level. Okay, it is an on-demand paper. On-demand paper means you can book your exams anytime, any day, as and when slots are available. Once your preparation is done, you can book your exam. All right. Now, the paper is of 100 marks. Hello, Arshit. That's great, Saloni. Keep it up. Passing marks are 50%. Today only we got four results who cleared BT subject. 50% are the passing mark. The paper will be of 2 hours. Okay. In this paper, we will be having a section A and a section B. But none of the section is in descriptive form. Both the section will have multi-choice question or multitask questions, MCQs or MTQs. Keshav, today we are teaching chapter number one of business and technology, that is business organization features. All right. Section A have 46 questions, in which 30 questions are of 2 marks, that makes 60 marks, and 16 questions are of 1 mark each, that makes 16 marks. So total 76 mark questions are asked in paper section A. And in section B, we have 6 questions. The weightage is of 4 marks each. Overall, we have 24 marks weightage in section B. All right. Okay. So that is our paper pattern. Section A, Section B, it is comprised of, for passing, we need to get at least 50% score. You will be having 2 hours. There is no negative marking in the paper, and you will get your result immediately after your exam. That is the best part of on-demand papers of ACC. All right. What is the syllabus of BT covers? BT covers something about business organizations, like types of organizations, their features, and organization culture, organization structure, the functions in the organization. So that is one area of business and technology. The next one, if we see, there is an area about accounts and finance. Here, we understand the types of accounts that companies are required to prepare or organizations are required to prepare, who is responsible for preparing the same, how the financial statement should be prepared, how the systems should be implemented, how the audits should be done. All these topics are covered in this section. Definitely, Keshav, definitely. Not immediately, but definitely. कोई शक नहीं. Next one, next area is leadership management and supervision. So here we have some topics that you might have studied in your 12th BST subject or business management subject. That topics cover types of leadership theories, types of motivation theories, what is management, what is planning, what is personal effectiveness at work, all these areas. Thank you so much, Deepak, much needed. Next one is your communication and ethics. Okay. In ethics, we will be studying what is ethical, what is unethical, how the ethical threats should be avoided. And last but not least are your pestle factors, political factors, economic factors, social factors, technological factors, environmental factors, legal factors. So these are the areas of syllabus that we will be covering in the subject of business and technology. Hi Rohit. So let us start the first topic of business organization. And the first topic is about features of organization, types of organization, a very small chapter from the subject of BT. Here we will be understanding what is organization, what are its common features, and what are the types of organization. Starting with the first one, what is an organization? So organization is a social arrangement for controlled performance of collective good. Now you need to tell me one thing. Hello Shakti, hello students, how are you all? What is a social arrangement? Social arrangement simply means group of people who are working together. Can an organization be run by one single person? Can one single person run entire organization? Let us take example of Reliance Industry. Can Mukesh Ambani alone run the entire organization of Reliance? Is that possible? Is that possible, students? That Mukesh Bhai Ambani is running entire Reliance Industry all alone. Is that possible? Let me know in the comments. Not at all possible, because organization needs lots of people, it needs specialization, expertise in certain areas, and one person cannot handle everything. So there is social arrangement, means there is group of people over there for the controlled performance of collective goals. Controlled performance means the performance of employees in the organization or people in the organization should be monitored. If no one is watching, if no one is watching you, what will you be doing in your free time? Let me know in the comments. Nobody is watching you. You are inside your room. You are having your mobile phone. No one is asking you anything. No one is watching you. What you will do in that particular scenario? What will you do? Tell me. Yes, Keshav, so true. Nice, fast and the curious. We'll be watching reels because nobody is monitoring. Same is the case with organization. So if nobody is watching you, if nobody is watching, what will happen in that case? People won't be working with seriousness. They won't be working for common goals. Now, organizations have collective goals. Collective goals are very important. Collective goals simply means all the people working in organization should be working for a common goal, collective goal. If all the people are working with different goals, what will happen? If all of the people are having different goal, what will happen? In the organization, If one person is wanting growth, but another person is wanting something else, another person is wanting something else, what will happen? Tell me, students, if everyone is having different goals, what will happen? Nice, Keshav. Everyone will be fighting. Yes, perfect. So, collective goal means shared objective, a common goal everyone is working for. Like in IPL team. So, we have an IPL team named as RCB. Now, if in RCB, Virat Kohli wants to win the match, but team members do not want to win the match, what will happen? Will they lose the match or will they win the match? So there is a team named as RCB. There are 10 players, and those players are having different goals. Only one person wants to win the trophy, other person do not want it. What will happen in that case? Hello, Mansi. It's okay, Keshav. I can understand the pain, but realities are different. So if every player wants to do something else, it will be very difficult to win the match. We can see the same thing in the movie Chak De India, where Shah Rukh Khan is guiding everyone and they are having something like conflict between each other, so they lose the match. Yes. So that is why it is very important that people who are working in the organization, they should be working for a collective goal, common goal. If they won't be working for common goal, the organization will not achieve its purpose for sure. Second is social arrangement. Obviously, people, lots of people are involved in the organization. There are hierarchies rather than working alone. We need hierarchies. Hierarchies means chain of command. Like on the top, we have board of directors, then we have managers, then we have supervisors. That is hierarchy. Controlled performance means we should have specific systems and procedures to make sure that people are working effectively and with efficiency they are working. Now, why we need organization? Obviously, an individual person have lots of limitation. For example, capacity. A single person cannot work for 18 hours or 20 hours. But if we appoint two persons, they can divide the work. One person can work for 10 hours, another person for 10 hours, and we get 20 hours of work done. So the more people are there, the more hours of work we will be having. So we will have access to more person hours and capital. Specialization. When we give you the work, you want to work it, you become specialized in it. For example, I am taking subject of BT. Saloni will be uploaded by 1 day or 2 days. Within 1 day, it will be uploaded. Okay. So tell me, students, if I am taking the subject of business and technology and I am doing this work again and again, will I be specialized in that subject? That's a pleasure, Mahendra. Tell me, if I am taking one subject repeatedly, will I become specialized in that? Will I become specialized in that? Yes, of course, I will become because I am doing the same kind of work. But if I try to teach all the 13 papers of ECCA, then it will be like jack of all, master of none. So when we divide the work, there is specialization, there is expertise that people become at because in organization People are divided according to their skill. If we get a person in finance, we will recruit them in finance department. If we get a person for marketing, we will recruit them in marketing department, so they get the area of work they want to work in. The other benefit is synergy. Do you know about this word synergy? Have you ever heard about this word synergy? Tell me, have you ever heard about it? What is synergy? No, no worries. For example, I have given a task to Keshav to make a 1,000 page report in 10 days. Okay. I have I have asked Keshav, give me this report in 10 days, which should be of 1,000 pages. Okay. Keshav is working alone. Okay. First day Keshav worked for 10 hours. Second day he worked for 12 hours. Third day he worked for 13 hours. Now he is extremely tired. Tell me, will he be tired and his efficiency will be reduced? His efficiency will be reduced. His efficiency will be reduced after 2 3 days, after exhausting so much that it is getting so exhausted, ma'am. I will not be able to meet this deadline, or I will not be able to meet this target. Hello, Mayank. Keshav, will you be exhausted after 2 3 days? Working so hard and you have just finished 100 pages so far. Yes, yes, it will be very tiring for anybody who is working day and night but still not able to meet the targets. And eventually the efficiency is reduced, the targets are not met, the productivity gets reduced. Now, I have asked Keshav, do one thing, add 5 people in your team, add 5 member or 5 persons in your team, and you can divide the task like one section of report you can take care of, and remaining section you can divide in those 5 persons. You can divide the task and then review their work and compile your report. Now the productivity will be more in which scenario? The first scenario where Keshav is working alone, where Keshav is getting exhausted and things are not getting done properly because he is very tired to think properly. And in the second scenario where there are more people who are contributing to that report, Keshav is only supposed to review that work and submit that report to me, where the productivity will be more. Tell me, where the productivity will be more? Where the productivity will be more? In the first scenario where I am asking Keshav to do everything alone, or in the second one where I am asking him to recruit 5 persons and getting their help. Tell me, students, let me know in the comments. Productivity will be more in the second scenario where there is a group working for the common goal. The total output of a group is greater than the sum of individuals working. Perfect. So basically, synergy means when more people are involved, the output is greater as compared to single person working alone. That is synergy. Reduced risk. What is reduced risk? When there are more people, liabilities are shared. For example, you are doing business alone. All right. And suddenly there is a loss of 5 lakh in your business. Now, if you are working alone, who is supposed to bear that loss? You are doing business alone and the business faces losses of 5 lakh. If you are doing business alone, who is going to bear that loss? Who will be bearing that loss? Course, you alone have to bear because you are working alone. But if there are two or three partners, the loss will be divided between the partners. Yes, perfect. So let's write a note. What is organization and why we need it? Features of organization. The first feature is social arrangement. So, organization is a group of people. You have to write these notes. Organization is group of people working together. Okay. Second is collective goals. Members in organization work for. Hi Rohit. Common goal, collective goal. Okay. The third one is monitored या controlled performance. There are proper policies and procedures. To ensure efficiency. These are the features. Now, why we need organization? For getting specialization. The next one is resource limitation. There is for getting resources. Shared liability. Hi Yug. Synergy. That's also a big reason. Please write it down. Let me know once it is done. Mahendra, let me ask. Hello, PT Vlogs 6076. Once it is done, let me know. Once you are done writing, please let me know. Is it done, students? Can we go ahead? There are some common features in all the kind of organization. The first feature is being stakeholder. All the organizations have stakeholder. Now, what is stakeholder? One who affects the business. and one who is affected by the business. Okay. So who are stakeholder? For example, customers are stakeholder because they are affected by the business, and they also affect the business because if customers stop buying the product of the company, our profits will be affected. Suppliers, employees, directors, in fact, normal public, all these people can fall in the category of stakeholders. We will be learning it in second chapter very soon, the types of stakeholders we have, but anyone who affects the business and is affected by the business is a stakeholder. Anyone who affects the business and is affected by it can be customer, supplier, directors, employees, anyone. All business organizations interact with various stakeholders. Stakeholders are individuals or groups that can affect or be affected by organizations activity. Means all kind of organizations have stakeholders. Now, the second one are capital. Because without capital, business cannot run. Whether it is a private company or it is a public company or it is a sole proprietor or it is a partnership business, capital is needed. Business organization may own or use assets in order to carry out operation. Assets are resources that help organization produce goods or deliver services. These assets may include materials, vehicles, property, machinery, and equipment. The type and amount of assets owned will depend on the nature of organization's activities. So assets may be anything like raw material, vehicles, trucks, bikes, cars, properties, machineries, equipments. All these things help us to do the business. Operating environment means where you are working, that is your environment. All the external factors like political factors, legal factors, law also affects the business, political parties also affect the business. So in which environment an organization is working, that also affect the organization. Managed activities, organizations activities are managed. The activities must be managed properly so wastage is minimum. So all business organizations carry out managed and controlled activity to achieve primary purpose. These activities involve inputs such as labor, raw material, which are transformed into outputs such as goods or services. So all the organizations, if they are manufacturing organization, they work like this. Raw materials are purchased and then they are processed and then they are converted into finished goods, then we do the marketing of the goods and then goods are sold. So that is how the activities are managed. That is a process which is generally followed by all the organization. Inputs arrived, processing is done, output is created, marketing is done, advertising is done, customers are attracted, they are placing order, and then we are sending the goods. Now, how the organizations differ? The organizations may differ by size. Some organizations are very large by employees, revenue, or number of branches, like Reliance Industry. It's a very large organization. Versus we have any normal company which is not large enough. So that is measured by size. Ownership. Sometimes ownership is in the hand of a single person, for example, a sole trader who is doing business alone, versus a public company. Mahendra, they are completely same. There is no difference at all. So rest assured, all the papers are completely same. Funding. Sometimes we invest our own savings, sometimes loans are taken, and some companies issue shares. Legal status. Some organizations are considered as separate legal entity. Tell me which organizations are considered as separate legal entity? Tell me which organizations are considered as separate legal entity? Perfect companies are separate legal entity. Also, LLPs are separate legal entities. If there is a company, it is a separate legal entity. Limited liability partnership is a separate entity because in this case, the owners and the business are considered as separate. No worries, Lakshmi. You can watch English lectures. Now, types of organization. First of all, starting with sole trader. Sole trader means one man army. Now, sole trader is one person managing the entire business. If one person alone is managing the business, what is the benefit? If a single person is managing entire business, what is the benefit? Tell me, students. If one single person is managing the business, what is the benefit? Single person doing business means single person will take all the decisions will be very fast, all the profits will go to that one person. But there is a problem in doing business alone. What is the problem in doing business alone? What is the problem if single person is doing business alone? If one person is doing business alone, the benefit is quick decision. Yes, all profits will belong to that one person. Okay, but there is a problem. Problem is liability will be unlimited. Yes, high risk. Very good, Krish. Very good, Keshav. But they will face unlimited liability. Now, what is unlimited liability? In case business cannot pay its loan, in that case, this owner have to give the money from his own pockets, have to sell his personal assets to repay the loans. So, a sole trader is a business owned and operated by one individual. Legally, the business and the owner are treated as same entity. The key feature of sole trader is unlimited liability. Unlimited liability means no limits on liability. High risk. If there is any loss in the business or if business do not have sufficient funds to pay money, in that case the owner is in risk. A sole trader can hire employees, buy assets to support the business. That is perfectly fine. Decisions will be faster, all the profits will go to that one person. But again, there is liability and that is unlimited. So if we write a note about sole trader is business run by one single owner. It's already going on, Sachin. Owner and business are not treated as separate. Write down this note. Okay. Decision will be faster since one person is decision maker. No need to ask with anyone. All profits will belong to that one owner. And there is no limit on liability. Write this note for sole trader. If there is any doubt, you can let me know in the comments. Lakshmi, you can explore the batches on PW itself. आप बस सर्च कीजिए बैच को. Is it done? Sachin, you can go for the next batch. Yes, Ashish, you can. Can we go ahead, students? After sole trader, we have partnerships. In partnerships, we have three types of partnerships. Let me explain all the partnerships at one place to you. Partnership means two or more persons are doing business together. So we have a general partnership. Keshav, I am a chartered accountant. Such a next batch will be starting from September. Or even in current batches, not so many lectures have been finished. We have limited partnership and we have limited liability partnership. There are three types of partnership we have. With the help of name, you can understand the type of partnership. In case of general partnership, all the partners have unlimited liability. There are two or more partners, but all partners have unlimited liability. Means all partners have personal responsibility if business do not have sufficient funds. The partner have to bear the liability in their profit loss sharing ratios. In limited liability partnership, all partners have limited liability. Limited liability means they will not contribute more than the capital they have decided. Okay, all partners have limited liability to the amount they have invested. Means they have promised to invest or invested means the amount of capital. For example, Jethalal, Daya, these are two partners. Both of them decided to contribute the capital of 5 lakhs each. Now, 5 lakh is the only liability they are responsible to pay. They are not supposed to give anything over and above the capital they have promised. So that is limited liability partnership. All the partners enjoy limited liability. There is a topic of partnership. So, okay, Lakshmi, no worries. Keshav, everything has its pros and cons. Never regret anything you are doing. Limited partnership is a kind of partnership where we have two types of partner, general partner and a limited partner. Now, the general partner will have unlimited liability. Okay. And limited partner will have liability is limited, means they will enjoy limited liability, but they do not manage the business, means they cannot do any kind of decision making for the business. Business decisions will be taken by general partner. They will simply invest their capital and take the profits. They won't do anything else than that. That is limited partner. So these are three types of partnerships. If there is any doubt, let me know. First one is first one is general partnerships. General partnership means all partners will have unlimited liability. Second one is limited partnership, where we have two types of partners. One is general partner, another is limited partner. General partner do all the kind of business activities, take the decisions, and is having unlimited liability. While limited partner is liable only for the amount of capital they have promised, but they cannot manage the business. Okay. Limited liability partnership. Limited liability partnership simply means a partnership where all the partners have limited liability up to the amount of capital they have promised to invest. They are liable for that amount only. Beyond that, the business cannot demand more money from the partners. Please write this note and let me know if there are any doubts for these three types of partnership. Yes, Shakti, please ask. Sajjad, yes, this topic is there in FBT also. Please write the types of partnership. After that, we will be moving towards company and then cooperative societies and then not-for-profit organizations. Still, there are many types of organization. We are done with two types, sole trader and partnerships. Yes, Keshav, this is very basic because this is very first chapter. Sure, Shakti. Let us go ahead. Not for profit, sorry. First of all, companies. Now, company is a different type of organization where we have all these things, share capital, shareholders, where company is owned. Owners are shareholder, but business is managed by directors. The most important feature of company is limited liability. All the shareholders enjoy limited liability. For example, today you purchase share of Reliance Industry and you purchase shares worth 15,000. You are liable for those shares only that you have purchased. You are not supposed to contribute more to the company. Shareholders are only liable for debts up to the amount they have invested. A company has a separate legal entity, means we treat company as a separate person in the eyes of law, and company can work independently from owner. Company can purchase assets in its own name. Company can enter contract in its own name. Company can file a case against third party in its own name. Third parties can file a case against company, means companies can do everything which a normal human being can do. Now companies are not compulsory, Krish. Companies are usually required to file document financial statements annually. All the companies are regulated by company regulators. Like in India, we have Ministry of Corporate Affairs of India, MCA. So basically, that is the regulator of the company. All the companies are required to file their financial statement. Financial statement means profit and loss account, balance sheet, cash flow statement. All these statements are required to be filed every year by the companies. And companies pay corporate tax. Corporate taxes are applicable on company. Shareholders do not automatically receive profit. It is very important. Just because company has earned profit, that doesn't mean shareholders will get dividend. It will be the choice of directors to declare dividend. Good evening, Asif. How are you? Profits may be distributed as dividend if company decides to do so. Shareholders do not manage the business themselves. Professional managers, in the normal language, they are known as directors. Okay, and they are often employed by the company. So basically, in companies pay corporate tax, companies have separate entity, company can purchase assets in their name, company can enter into contracts, company can sell assets, companies enjoy all the things that a normal human being enjoy. Company can file a case against third parties can file a case against the companies. Shareholders do not participate in the management of business. It is the directors who manage the business. The next one we have is not for profit and public sector. Not for profit means an organization whose main purpose is not earning profit. Have you ever seen such organizations? Have you ever seen such organizations which are not working for earning profits rather than some social objectives or some goal? Have you ever seen such organizations? Wow, Sif, wow, so dedicated you are. Yes, Krish, exactly. NGOs, non-governmental organizations, like we see Red Cross societies, Greenpeace organizations, these are not-for-profit organizations whose main goal is not to earn profit. If their main goal is not earning profit, they will not give dividend to shareholder because they are not earning profits. They are earning money, but they won't distribute it to their members. Now, if they are not earning profits, how will we see whether they are working effectively or not? For not-for-profit organization, we have to measure three: economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. Now, these are important points, students. How to measure their success? The first point is to see the economy, whether they are buying things economically. For example, for example, you are going Goa and you have spent 1 lakh, but I feel it could have been done under 70,000. Can I say you have overspent? Can I say you have overspent on your Goa trip? Can I say that you have overspent on your Goa trip? You spent 1 lakh, but I feel it could have been done under 70,000. Yes. So means you are not spending money economically. Economy means spending within the budget. If you are purchasing raw material, don't overspend on it. So that is the first point we will check in not-for-profit organization. Now let us talk about efficiency. You are sitting in a room. You are with your books for 6 hours. In those 6 hours, you have studied one topic. Tell me how efficiently you studied. You are in a room, you have sat with your book for 6 hours, and in those 6 hours, you have studied one topic. Tell me your efficiency in studying things. How efficiently you are studying or whom you are thinking about. Are you studying efficiently or you are just wasting your time? You are wasting your time over here. You are not studying efficiently because in 6 hours you could have finished 3 to 4 topics, but you have finished. Nice, Asif. Yes, you need to improve your efficiency. Same way, if we are giving inputs, if we are using raw materials, if we are using labor hours, if we are putting efforts and still output is not as good as we are thinking, then the efficiency is less. Yes, Keshav, so true. Effectiveness means whether the targets are achieved or not. If you are setting a target of 80 plus score, but you have actually scored 60, in both cases you passed, but not effectively you have passed. All right. So it is actually achieving the stated goal. So how we measure the success of not-for-profit organization? We have to check economy. Economy means whether the spending of money is within the budget or is there any overspending. Efficiency means input versus output. The number of inputs are given, how much output is generated. And effectiveness means whether the goals are achieved or not. That is effectiveness. Got that? Now, in not for profit organizations, we have two categories. First are government organizations, which are called as public sector, and second one are NGO, non governmental, which are independent of government. Now, public sector means where ownership or control is in the hand of government. Okay. For example, in India, we have IRCTC. If you have heard of IRCTC, it is Indian Railway Company. Okay. IRCTC is in control of government. So it is a public sector company which is working to serve the public, which is giving transportation services to the public. The main aim of IRCTC is not to earn money, rather to serve the public. Public sector means those organizations which are owned or funded by government. Their main purpose is to provide public services to citizens. These are funded by government and accountable for how taxpayers' money is spent. Some public sector organizations are expected to make a profit or at least avoid overspending, while others focus on public service delivery. So basically, the first sector is public sector. Now, I have a question for you. Is every public company a public sector organization? Do read this question well and let me know in the comments. Is every public company a public sector organization? Is every public company a public sector organization? Tell me, can you answer this question? Perfect, Neeraj. Perfect answer. Why? What is the difference between public company and a public sector company? Tell me the difference between a public company and a public sector company. Okay. For example, there is a company Reliance Industry. Okay. Now, Reliance Industry is a public company in India, but it is not a public sector company. Now, let us understand this and crack this. Why it is so? Reliance Industry have sold shares to normal public. That's why it is a public company. So, for being a public company, it simply means that you are selling shares to the public and you are raising money from the public. That is a public company. Okay. Why it is not a public sector? Because the control of Reliance is not in the hand of government. Control of Reliance is in the hand of Ambani's. Private people are managing it. Means it is a public company, but it is a private sector. Okay. But IRCTC is a public company in a public sector because it is purely in the control of government. Perfect. Now, NGOs means those organizations which are independent of government with social political goals like Red Cross Society, Greenpeace. Although NGOs are not run by government, but they can still take money or funding from government, donations from people, organizations. NGOs carry out some business activities to support their purpose. So we have two types of not-for-profit organizations here. Let us write a note for the same. Not-for-profit organizations, we have two types. The first one are public sector. Public sector is owned or controlled by government. The main purpose is to serve public. NGOs, non-governmental organizations, they are independent of government. They are independent of government. They can receive funds from government. Okay. Now, how their success is measured? The first one is economy. Thanks a lot, Mohit. Economy means spending within the budget, not to overspend. All right. The second one is efficiency. Efficiency means generating best output from the given input. And then effectiveness. Yes, Krish. Effectiveness simply means achieving targets. Yes, Shakti, I am taking your doubt. Just let me finish it. I'll take the doubt of corporate tax. Please write it down. Once it is done, let me know. And then I'll be explaining the topic of corporate tax. And then we will be moving towards the next topic, that is cooperatives. Done, everyone? Is it done? Let's go ahead. Okay. So there is a doubt about corporate taxes. Let us understand the corporate taxes. Sure, Keshav, no worries. Corporate tax and a personal tax. For example, company earns profit. Okay. Now company earns profit and company gives this profit to shareholder. Tell me, if this profit is given to the shareholders, ultimately shareholders are getting this income. So shareholders should pay tax on that profit. But corporate tax means company will pay tax first of all, and then money will be given to shareholder, and shareholder will not be paying tax on that profit. Thanks a lot, PT Vlogs. I don't know what is your good name. Thank you so much. Personal tax means you are earning money and you are paying for it. Just for example, if I am giving you 10,000, you are paying 10% tax on it. That is your personal tax you are paying on your money. But if a shareholder is receiving 10,000 dividend, shareholder is not paying tax on that dividend. Rather, company is paying tax on the profit it is earning. That is the corporate tax. Are you getting it, Shakti? Are you getting this? What is corporate tax and what is personal tax? Is that clear to you? Can we go ahead? Can we go to the next topic where we will be discussing about cooperatives? Cooperative is the last type of organization we have. Now, what are cooperative? For example, Amul Milk started as a cooperative society. Lijjat Papad started as cooperative society. It is for the people, by the people. That is how cooperatives work. For example, there are three farmers A, B, and C. All the three need one machine, but that machine is very costly, like it is costing 30 lakhs. Now, none of them can afford it individually. What they did, they made a cooperative society and they decided that all the three of us will contribute. We will purchase this machine and we will use it as and when needed by each one of us. So, that is a consumer cooperative. You are not able to purchase something alone. You have created a cooperative society and you are purchasing something. Producer cooperative, sometimes you think that if I individually sell one bag of wheat, I won't get that money. But if 100 bag of wheat are combined, we can bargain well, we can negotiate well. So that is how cooperatives work. All the members, benefit is considered, all the members are treated as equal in the cooperative society. Yes, yes, Dhruv, why not? Bilkul pehchan liya. So it is owned and democratically controlled by member. Every person get one vote. Even if someone has invested more, even if someone has invested less, all the members get one vote. The goal is to meet the needs of the members. Each member of a cooperative society has one vote. Decisions are made regardless of how much money they have invested. It is not important whether you have invested more or you have invested less. All the members will get one vote only. This ensures that the control of cooperative remain fair and democratic. Some cooperative works to make profit. These profits are shared among members. Some cooperatives are not for profit, focusing only on supporting their members. So that is what cooperative is about. Now here is a question for you, a very good question. The National Railway Board is a body established by government provide affordable rail travel. Yes, Lakshmi. The National Railway Board is a body established by government to provide rail travel across the country. It is funded by a combination of passenger fare and government subsidy. While it tries to break even, the primary goal is to ensure the rural areas have access to transport. Means they are just trying to get the break even point where there is no profit or no loss. But their main goal is to serve the people in rural area that they should also get access to the transport. Which two of the following correctly classify this organization? Tell me the answer in the comments. Option D, 2 and 4. Are you sure? Which comment, Lakshmi? Can you please rewrite? Yes, Persh has given the answer. Other students do answer me. What do you think is the correct answer? Perfect answer, Persh. It is a public sector because obviously it is owned by government and funded by government, and it is a not for profit. Since in the last line they have said it clearly, though they are trying to get break even, but their main goal is to ensure that all the rural areas have access to transport. So option D is the most correct option, 2 and 4. Which of the following is not an advantage of cooperatives? Tell me. Which of the following is not a benefit of cooperatives? Democratic control ensure equal participation. Yes, in cooperatives there is democratic control, equal participation. Profits are distributed based on participation rather than investment. True. Access to unlimited capital through external investors. Promotes mutual support and reduce exploitation by focusing on member welfare. So true. Option C is not correct here. That they can raise as much money as they want through external members. That doesn't happen in the cooperative society. Now we will be solving some study hub question, ACCA study hub question. Give me a minute. We will be solving some questions very soon. So let us solve these questions. Let's start. Here we go. Which of the following organizations would rely most heavily on the value for money indicator? Value for money means economy, efficiency, and effectiveness rather than the performance and profits. Generally, not for profit organizations focus on value for money like economy, efficiency, effectiveness. So, you have been given four types of organization and you have to identify which of them will be an organization not working for profit. Thanks, Persh. You have answered the question very well. Option B, seems to be correct because private accountancy college will work for the benefit or profit. A local authority means government authority will not work for profit. Small retailer also for profit, pension fund. So basically option B serves the purpose. Perfect. Which of the following source of finance would be available to government authority city hall? So how the government authority city hall will raise money? From retained earning, from bonds, from share issue, from venture capital. So share issue and venture capital are not generally available for government authorities. Rather, these are done by companies like they are issuing shares or they are doing venture capitalism. Retained earning means earnings that has been retained by you over the years, like your reserves and surplus. And investment bonds, loan capital, you might have heard of government bonds. Which option is correct option here? Option B, investment bond loan capital. Perfect answer, students. Yeah, this is a very good question to think about. Which of the following is a characteristics of a company but not a cooperative? Please think carefully. We have to select the option which are found in a company but not in cooperatives. Yes, Lakshmi, from 2027 the changes will be applicable, not from today itself. Option B, members can vote according to number of share. It is a feature of company, not of the cooperatives. First, read it clearly. On the basis of number of share, it is a feature. Yes, yes, so true. I'm sorry. Members can vote according to number of shares in the company, but not in cooperative. In cooperative, your investment doesn't matter. Every member will have one vote. But in a company, your vote will depend on the number of shares you own. Very good. Lakshmi, you can start ACCA through FIA route. Second option, where the characteristics is of a company but not cooperative. The last option we cannot select because in the company there is meeting, shareholders can vote, and in cooperative there is a meeting where members can vote. Means it is a common feature between both the things. So we cannot select option D. Now, first option is maximizing the excess of income over expenditure is not a primary objective. Here we can say it is a feature of cooperative but not a company. Yes, Shreyash, hello. Option B and option C are correct because maximizing income over expenditure is not a problem. Hello, Soumya. Thanks, Shreyash. Income over expenditure is not a primary objective. Yes, it is a feature of cooperative but not of a company. Second is true. In companies, you can vote as per shares. In companies, you can purchase and sell shares through the personal transactions. And last one is not true because all the cooperatives and all the companies give this feature, means it is a common feature between company and cooperative. Which one of the following is a feature of all organization? A very easy question to answer. Very easy question to answer. Tell me which option is correct option here. Option B, structuring of tasks to achieve the organization's objective. Perfect answer, students. So here we are done with the first chapter of business and technology. It was about the business organizations, their features, types of organizations, and some questions we have practiced in this session. I hope you understood the session well. Yes, perfect answer, students. We can conclude our class here today. Thank you so much for joining and being interactive and answering in the class. Thank you. Jayesh, I'm from Gujarat, Ahmedabad. Bye everyone. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Shakti, next class will be in PW app, not on YT. Bye bye.